what is happening? What's going on, bro?
Nothing much. Just got back to the house.
Nice. It's Rolling Thunder episode 87 or 88. I think I goofed in the title. But yeah, we got here. We're down the boys tonight. We got Andy in the chat. I think KCB and two. It might have some guests pop in a little bit. But had the boys busy, and I got home, and it's old Jake here's birthday. So if you're in the chat, taking in there we go. We got Blake Rock Authority in the chat. What's going on, Blake?
Nope.
But so everybody go ahead and tell Jake happy birthday. And we'll get the stream kicked off. We got Blake joining us. What's going on, buddy? How you doing today, man? Oh, camera already turned off. I'll go ahead and pull him back out. How's your birthday been today, bro?
Just worked straight through it, just to be honest. Hung out in Discord last night a little bit and went to bed. About it. Literally about it. Nothing crazy happened. Ate tacos by myself, you know.
Oh yeah. You said you got a nice bottle. Yeah, you got a bottle of some Colts.
Yeah, I got my favorite whiskey, so we're good. Got some twisted teas.
On top of that, though, how old did you turn this year? You're older than me or no?
All right, I'm gonna let y'all take an actual guess. If you're within a year, I'll be impressed. Shaq couldn't figure it out.
Be impressed?
Yep, Shaq couldn't figure it out.
I think we're around the same age. I'm 31. You can't be much younger if you are younger.
I am 33 this year.
Oh, nice. You're older than me.
Yep.
Fucking old timer, bro.
I'm telling you, dude. Jack was ragging me. He's like, yeah, you're the oldest of our group. And I was like, there's Baba, though.
We got Baba.
There's Physics.
Yeah.
We got some other people that are up there.
You'll see that, though. Like, is it just me, or is the basehead community, you'll see it like teenagers starting out, and then it's like late 20s and the 30s, and then it kind of gets in, and you have a couple old heads.
It's like in stages. So it's like the teenagers, then they give up on it because they can't afford it, and then the early adults, and then they have a kid give up on it, and then they come back and are base heads again, and it just, I swear, that's how it happens.
I mean, you did it too, I think, and I did it. Shit, there's probably almost close to a decade. And I always had systems, like I always had small systems cars. Like, don't get me wrong, I always had stereos, but I was like more than content with A12, a pair of 12s, and a trunk box, and nothing, stock electrical. I was content. And then I got the bug, man. It got the bug.
I find that a lot of people get content with stuff, but like I find.
Oh, hey, Andy.
Oh, hi.
I had to bring your best friend in too.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah! Great. I figured it could be entertaining at least. But we had Blake's been on a few times. We were just talking about it being Jake's birthday. Andy Burning, we've had you in for a brief minute, I think, at the end of one show, man. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. Getting ready to reload my Suburban.
With new equipment.
Yep, well, yes.
You're reusing some stuff and changing subs and amps?
Yeah.
You're keeping your amps?
No, subs and amps. We're going to try out the Trinities in there, the H15s. On each one of them is going to see SoundCube 6K.
Oh, that'd be cool. The Q16000 is a beast amp, man.
Yeah, we're going to probably move to the 8500 at one point in time when that comes, but for the time being.
You're going to move to what? I'm sorry, you're going to move to what when time comes?
The bigger monoblock.
Yeah.
But
I think you just oops dropped a thing. No, no, it's not a big deal anyway.
Yeah. No, but, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to see how it parties on a, it's going to be 6,000 to 8,000 watts each sub. So we'll see how it parties on that.
I'm trying to find a picture of your truck right now, and I can't. I keep switching back and forth between each Andy Burning Facebook.
Are you keeping a no wall or?
It's going to stay a no wall.
Okay.
Yep. It's
roof hasn't collapsed yet.
No, the roof's actually doing good. The back door and the back passenger door are not doing very good, but the roof is doing all right.
You said that you're ripping. I mean, that was like the biggest downfall with the Excursion, man, was taking and or two. What's going on, buddy? Yeah,
I made it.
The longer that I should have just tore the chassis down and started over long before I got as far as I did with it. But once it started ripping, man, it was just a constant band-aid of fixing the rips at that point.
Well, and that's why I just started with the prep the way that I did. We've got so many hours into making sure that doesn't rip again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the direction we're going. We were going to compete with it, but it's like, man, after last year, spending all that time trying to get stuff ready and then like having to mess around with, like you can't have seats with armrests.
Are you talking about the classes and
Oh
stuff?
God,
like
I remember that.
Yeah, that's the reason I pretty much refuse to build a vehicle around a competition class ever again. So I mean, like, I'm gonna build it in whatever class it's in, which obviously you have somewhat of an idea, but I mean, whatever it's in is in.
They'll just change the rule if you like try and push the limit. So every time I've seen somebody build a car for a specific class, it's like,
if you're going to compete, you build for that class, period.
Which I'm not knocking professionals and people that do, but I mean, like, average guy getting in the scene, I see a lot of people get hyper focused around a class that they compete in. You're like, bro, just build it for you.
That's the hardest thing about it. Yeah, I mean, you go in there having fun, but if you really want to be a competitor, that's a whole nother level, man. It really is. But go in there, have fun, see how loud your system is, see how it does.
I think they're probably pretty nasty. Going to those Trinity Age shows, man, blew my freaking mind in Thomas's van. When Blake, when's your birthday? Dolores is
April 29th.
There you go.
Ooh. And I know Blake's turning 29 too, right?
No, not for a while.
Looking for a picture of truck. You're one of the first people that I've seen that's had one of these. The boom, boom, boom. Tell me about this. That you got these new pods with a premium finish on them.
Right here.
What do you think?
Is that hydro dipped?
No. It's a finish.
There you go.
So it's not a hydro dipped finish. How are they putting the carbon fiber on it?
I believe it is
vinyl
UV printed. Ooh. It's hard to see in the picture, and this is one thing. So I've been talking with Brandon quite a bit lately. And he owns.
Put it back in the camera. There you go. That's pretty cool.
Would you look at that?
And he's got a few different finishes. He has like an aluminum one.
Just look at it.
Yeah, they're right here.
That's all you can do.
So here's that brushed steel.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, man, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, and I do kind of like it.
Yeah,
they've got a dark color one, dude.
What is that one?
2 days away.
I don't know what this one is. I gotta look at all the labels. I just literally got this stuff today, so I haven't even got it all. Here, check it out. It's like a
brushed
aluminum.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
I was not all right with it. Oh man,
I got it all messed up now. There we go. Boom. Oh yeah. So Andy, we haven't talked too much. So you formerly were DD. Now is your title engineer at Sky High?
I am the product development guy. I'm gonna call it a manager, or that's what we called it. But I work on product development for Sky High. Subs, amps, 4-channel speakers. I mean, I've got all the prototypes and everything for stuff that we're working on back here. So stuff I can't share of all of it. But,
Oh yeah. And I wasn't trying to dip into that. And the only reason I say engineer was another company referred to you as the engineer. Like, yeah, we had your engineer here, and I'm like, oh really? That's pretty cool.
I was an engineer.
Yeah, there's the title of that. Yeah.
That's awesome. How long have you been working with Sky High and engineering and doing all that stuff?
I started with Sky High in April, but I started with DD 3.5-ish years ago now.
Okay, so you're familiar with Blake up on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We love it.
There for a while, my unofficial job description was just to pester him and make his life harder.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
someone's got to fill the shoes.
We got I brought over to Sky High, and now I do primary like dealer sales and product development. So I'll deal with the dealer database directly, and that's not like exclusively. We have more than one person that deals with it, but and then
I was surprised one day when I called and you answered instead of Joel. I was thrown off just for not hearing Joel's voice.
Right. But
you're
usually you'll get to Joel. Sometimes the phone will ring through to my phone, but the best thing is it'll ring through to my phone while I'm on another phone. Like there's a VoIP and my cell phone, so if I'm talking to a dealer already, it'll ring simultaneously like both spots, and I'm like, okay. But no, it's been a wild ride. I'm remote, so I'm still in Oklahoma. But yeah, I work pretty close with John and Johnny and the boys over there, and then Tony and Chris and all the guys with Sound Cubed and the Trinity guys and stuff too. So
where is Sky High headquarters located at again?
Reno, Nevada.
Reno, California. Okay, that's Nevada, yeah, out that way, yeah. Reno 911 or whatever that TV.
It's out there, man. It's an experience. So going out to the Sky High facility, man, is an experience in itself. But working with the guys too is a blessing in itself, also. But the facility is insane, and it's pretty. Now, one thing I've learned about it though is, as I thought about it, it's just you think like nature and stuff's cool because it's not what you're used to being around. But going out there too, I mean, it's like beautiful to see like the dunes, and you're like an hour away from like Lake Tahoe and all that stuff. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, and it's like Reno is just like a big long strip, so 20 feet to either side of the main drag is just like desert. So
yeah, it's pretty nice. The crazy thing I thought about it too is I didn't realize how cold it got out there. You go out there, it's freaking freezing ass cold and snow, and you're like, I did not have this idea of the desert in my head at all.
Yep.
I mean, I always thought the desert was pretty cold. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like
it was the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, but when we went you were there for the barbecue when it was just like 30 or 40 miles an hour wind, and it was like 3 degrees ambient, and I was like, I left 109-degree weather, and I didn't pack like my winter coat. So.
Oh yeah, I got lucky that.
Oh shit, boys!
I got lucky and bought a Gately hoodie when I was there, and I was like, "Thank you goodness for having this booth open."
Yeah, we sold out of hoodies. We sold out of Sky High hoodies that day.
Well, I believe it.
That day.
Casey, what's going on, pimp?
What's up, boys? Good to see y'all. I didn't think anyone would be in here. Everyone's in here.
I know.
My name's Michael.
I just got the notification that you guys were live. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Hold on. Glad we're able to do this, though. Casey was running into some issues, too.
It's been a fucking day, bro.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Dude, those tires have 5,000 miles on them.
Bro.
No, they have a lot more miles than that in one spot.
That's the front, dude. The front's like maybe -2. And the toe is spot on the alignment. I've had 2 separate shakedowns from shops to make sure it's good. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Both lower control arms, like the bushings, are shot. Fucking need inner and outer tie rods on one side. So I'm doing both anyways. It's like, fuck, man.
So what happened? You were just driving and started driving weird? And you're like, would you look at that?
It drove fine. Like, you would never know. Scott was literally just in it. We went to go see Burt Kreischer live. And we were just in it. It floated on the highway. It was perfect. No,
it was cutting on the highway.
Anything was wrong, dude. I swear.
These fans?
Yeah.
That thing's pretty sick. Have you seen that yet, Andy?
Yeah.
What, Jake's fans?
Yeah, this thing.
Oh, yeah, man. They're beautiful.
Honestly, it turned out pretty good for coming off my CNC. When it's lasered, it's going to be even better.
I like it with I like the engraving on the top with the CNC. I think I like it better than the laser.
I'm gonna zoom it way in and show you. This side will be the side you see. If I get in on it. Okay.
We're in as far as we can go.
See all the stutters with the CNC?
Mm-hmm.
That's how my CNC is just not rigid enough.
Wow.
It's
still, I mean,
dude.
I
was only doing 50 inches a minute, so that's like this, but it's got like oscillations. That's what the stutter is in it. But whenever it's lasered, it won't have any of that.
Now tell the people. We already know the elephant in the room. We got just the fannies and just the other brands. Now this one seems a little bit bigger and maybe something that's not on the market currently. Is that the case?
I literally only made it because they said they weren't going to make any more of the big bad. Not even bullshit.
Yeah,
I think that's the way
I
to do
genuinely,
it.
I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I literally made this because they said we're never making another one, and I confirmed that at dinner. And I was like, dude, I will cut you the parts. People want them. Like, we're not making it anymore.
Yeah.
So
they want the
we're
biggest
right.
fanny. They want the biggest fanny.
I'm figuring out some LEDs for him too. I actually tried to hit you up today. Went straight to voicemail, Mr. Birthday Boy. But I found some LEDs and I think a kit that might work and be cost effective. So it'd be like chasing LEDs.
I'm down with it.
It'd be sick.
Everybody wants LEDs and all this other extra stuff. I'm just trying to make it simple and cheap.
Now where do you buy that at?
You can buy it through Scott online.
Or you hit him with
Scott?
direct
Scott.com?
Yeah,
Scott.com.
SouthernThunderCarAudio.com.
There we go.
Is it on the website?
No, it's not on the site yet. I figured I would put it on the pre-order right now. I wouldn't put it on the site.
Oh.
Gotta
There's a
put it on the
Sony
site.
Explode for sale though.
Yeah.
No, it's gone now. I sold it on eBay.
No.
Wait, you got a Sony Explode on the website, but not this beautiful fan. Come on, man.
Yeah, I figured, I mean, like, we're on the
Jesus.
order right now. They're not production models right now.
I mean, nothing against Sony Explodes, though. You know, I mean, they
If somebody was
last
asking about
forever.
exploding the chat,
Look, the production model's coming as soon as I have enough. Truthfully, I didn't want to run the pre-sale yet. I'm not even going to bullshit and lie about it. I didn't want to do it yet. Kids on the way. Needed a way to force some income in. And I got to buy a boatload of fans to get the deal I want on the fans to where it makes it cost effective to build these. So,
Right.
and I got to buy acrylic. So I did a pre-order to try and help dub that up. Or,
This
speed it
guy's
up.
crazy. About to have a baby. Kicking out products, kicking out boxes. Speaking of which, you got about a week left, right?
I was just told she can go full term, so I might have an extra 2 weeks.
Oh,
But I was told
That's
it
the
should be here next week, like 2 weeks ago. So
Sounds like UPS.
yeah,
Yeah, it'll get there. when it
shipping's
gets there.
weird on that.
It's coming. Don't you worry.
It'll get there somewhere between now and like 3 years.
Yeah, it'll get there eventually.
It'll be here when it's here. That's the way I look at it. That's what it is. I'm gonna turn this way up.
So we were definitely just playing Live and Loud with Andy music, and I didn't even realize. I'm just so used to just playing.
Oh, I'll cut my music off. There you go. Yours.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't
Go,
realize
Buff. What's it matter?
Bro, this light, dude. Oh my god.
because you're wearing that blinding white hoodie. I would get a stain on
I'm
that.
getting like a sunburn. From this
Can we
fucking-
talk about the elephant in the room and the cease and desist orders that have been going around, or are we just gonna we're just gonna skate right past that one?
I mean, I'd rather get by. It's already been covered enough, but yeah, I would.
Yeah.
They've been covered quite thoroughly. But yeah.
Casey's out. Andy fucking black screen.
Anyway, we can cover this up.
Just saying, man.
That's the big elephant in the room.
Yeah, dude, that's the big one. That's like the adult version of "Don't make fun of me."
Damn, he threw.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
There you go.
direct swap those with the Trinity H subs.
Ooh.
No, those are not direct swaps. Those are ESP frames, so I had to machine adapters to fit in there.
Or you're using the box, what I mean.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. It's gonna have
He has
an
about
HDMI.
$9,000 in Pokemon cards on that.
Yeah, it's
motherfucker.
a
Oh,
thick ass box.
there's more than that.
He definitely
Um,
caught them all. You know,
one of my
to do his
friends-
box.
So I got this box from Nathan Milliard, and we modified it a little bit to get it to work with the Suburban. But right in that back wall alone, there's like $14,000 to $16,000 worth of cards encased in epoxy.
Jesus.
You put good ones in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like 11.
Yeah, there are
Charizards.
actual collectors in that.
Bro,
box.
Really? And I can't even get
would've-
one. I
would've
can't even
printed
get
the
one
fuck out of them. I
Charizard.
would've
It's only one
printed
of
the
them.
shit out of them.
I cannot wait. One day I'm gonna bring that thing to like Comic-Con and just make nerds cry with it.
Oh, they're gonna cry. They're
Yeah.
gonna cry.
As soon as you said Charizard, my eyes started twitching. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends, Nicholas, actually looked up the value on one of the card, like TCG player or something like that,
Mhm.
and the wings that are cut off in the front. There's a like $1,400 or $1,500 Japanese full art holofoil Charizard.
So nice. I mean, when we put my shirt today. There we go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Now you're never gonna take this box apart, right? You're gonna keep this and cherish it forever.
I'm not sure if he could.
It's gonna go to the burn pile at some point. Everything
That's
does.
what I'm asking.
Everything does.
Everything winds up in Jake's yard.
Everything winds up in the burn pit in the backyard, and the cops come because the smoke's black. It's weird. I don't know why.
You see where Post Malone bought that Magic the Gathering card, the ring, for $2 million, dude?
Yeah.
Blake,
$2 million.
I'm glad you got my email about the blue shirts. At least someone's looking at it.
At least
So what's going on here?
That was the Noel base battles run where I didn't have all the amplifiers in the truck, so I was running it into clip to try and get enough power to keep it where. So what happened was, if I would have restarted this run, I would have done fine. But I've been accustomed to muscle memory to not rip that roof off before World Finals happened. So I let into the run, and it was like real loud, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's gonna rip the roof!" And I turned it down, and the run started the timer with the average going down. And I was like, it's got it in it. And I just whacked the knob, and it did have it in it, but just not where it was.
See, that's part you guys keep. The no wall, because the chassis is not rigid. You got to have like 50 motherfuckers leaning on it.
Mhm.
And there's nobody on the roof, which is where they should be.
Yeah. I don't know.
I got a question for you. What's done to the roof of that thing? It just did y'all panel bond the pillars back to the roof?
No, you're not allowed to do anything to it. There's 2 layers of Iberflex from front to back.
You're in Mecha, like a
So
street
y'all
class?
didn't-
Or a monster?
T-Sack.
What's the
T-Sack.
loudest it's done sealed up, out of curiosity? I'm
I'm
just curious if the truck that I used to daily is louder or not. It doesn't have anything in it now. It's a completely gutted truck with absolutely no radio in it, but it's been a 59.6, I think, is the loudest it did sealed up at like 37 hertz.
It's louder than that with the door open at 20.
There you go.
Wow.
I've
I used to
not
have a
sealed it up.
65 build too. I just tore it all out, you know.
I didn't tear it out. The guy tore it out, and I bought the truck for $1,500. So
Hey,
It's,
can't
I
beat it.
needed a thing to haul wood, and it's perfect.
That's crazy.
No
So
back
that thing does a
seats,
60
perfect.
over 20,
well,
and it's a no wall. That's got to be a record
No.
somewhere.
so that class is set up to measure for 1 minute rolling average. It won't do a 60 at 20 for 1 minute, but
No,
it
nothing
will
good.
perfect.
That's tough on what you got there. I'm just saying in
But
general.
I mean, you can
that's
probably
very
play
impressive.
mid 50s at 20 for a fucking while, though.
Oh yeah, before the subs let go, it was averaging like 55 plus for 38 seconds. But if I would have had all the amps in it, I would have been in the clip, and the coils would have been just fine. The subs it was like on a 4th power in that run, but it's violent. Like it's peeling the tint off the back windows.
That's pretty nice. That was one thing I had to learn, and I was always skeptical of for a long time. Is that in car audio, I've had the best luck now, just using way more fucking power than you can actually use or need, and just be clean.
You never
powered.
clip. You never clip.
And like the Excursion going to 6-8Ks, my voltage stayed better than clipping 112K because I was not
112K
driving
was
the-
a Korean, and the other ones were Brazilian based. So
Well, I mean, I realized that,
efficiency's
but
up.
I also
A little more
was
efficient in general.
not clipping the amp, so I wasn't. Your voltage is dropping the hardest when you're clipping, no matter
Yeah,
too much
and
what.
amps
That baffle
really do
still
pull,
look like
yeah.
shit in the
Yeah.
videos,
It does.
and I built
Not
it.
my
I'll throw myself under the bus. Never ever am I going to build
I
a
thought
box
the
with
box
inferior
was,
wood. That's it.
I thought it was supposed to do that. I thought it was because it's the base,
Yeah.
Sure,
You
absolutely.
just go
Yeah.
watch this video of him shooting sparks, and you just look at the baffle moving a 1/4 inch. Part of that's me. Part of that's also Scott. He likes to screw things down with
Yeah,
drywall
dude.
screws.
He was starting with the budget.
Hey, they
line
were
stuff,
on
and then by the
sale,
time it was
okay,
done,
and
he
they
went with the
were
max size.
black. They matched.
Yeah.
He went
Not that
for
it was
the-
loud then either, though. But once I
like,
put those deck screws in, though, it was good. I didn't break shit ever again.
Well, the plan was when it was first getting built that he was going to do like 1,000 RMS or 1,200 RMS subs, and then went to like a 5,000 RMS sub like right after Jake built it.
Yeah, it never even had the sub it was originally built for in it. I don't think it ever saw those subs.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Then later they did. I went back to them. Yeah, I went. It was supposed to be hot.
Oh, you went down to them.
I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be ones.
No, it was never gonna be ones.
Oh,
Here's the
I don't know, dude, but that thing gave me COVID when you smoke those coils, dude. It's fucking
What I
Chinese.
need?
I'm telling you, bro. I inhaled all that coil smoke at a show because Scott was intentionally trying to blow them, couldn't blow them, as I'm recording for like fucking 6 minutes straight of him just roasting Assault 12F, just full clip. I inhale all this like coil smoke, and I'm like coughing and stuff. And literally, like 2 days later,
Jake was like Googling, clipping cause cancer.
yeah, dude, I felt so terrible.
Clipping causes cancer.
WebMD.
Cancer of the coil.
So wait, that's 815s or 818s? 815s or 8?
Oh, it's all like resin
815s.
So that's what you had, Scott. But that's just a no wall, and yeah, man,
and rigid, and actually rigid box.
I like how he has.
Hey, you know,
I've been seeing
I didn't pay for that. I didn't pay for that box either.
No, it's all the Pokemon cards. I think that's why. You know, honestly,
I'm looking even at I'm just looking at that baffle thickness. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, those are huge. Now I've heard pros and cons with
Angelina
those.
Jolie's ass.
I've heard pros and cons by doing that. You know, it might help with some things, but also hurt others by having such.
Well, see, the top sub baffles aren't as thick.
No, and that's different too.
The front baffle is not like SPL. So if you look at this and treat the air like water, the front baffle basically pushes the standing wave out of the enclosure out the ports in the back.
Okay, so they're acting almost just like a loading bearing wall rather than subs themselves so much compared to everything else? What do you mean by stopping a standing wave?
I see it more as a piston to move the volume out the back of the box.
So your reflection, or if you treat the air like water, is going to stand there with the vertical subs. It's going to bounce straight up and down until it eventually makes its way over to the port. But you've got one big piston that goes shunk and pushes the air out of the port. And there's only 3 10-inch air ports in that enclosure, so...
Wow.
You know.
See, when you say it, it makes sense, but, I know a lot of stuff just doesn't make sense with audio and boxes and how the air comes out and how ports work and everything. But it does make sense the way you're saying it, where it literally pushes that air out quicker than it normally would just by resonating up and down. I mean, bass is bass, it's pressure. But I mean, I feel like there might be a little bit of phase and cancellation alongside that as well. I don't know. I'm not a designer.
Every time I've rotated a sub 90 degrees, it's called some sort of cancellation at some frequency. I don't know.
So the frequency.
I'm no box genius. I just do things that work.
The spots where this thing cancels out are in frequencies I don't desire to play with it.
So you can almost tell where it's going to cancel, and it doesn't matter because it's like a double octave above what you're playing, so it doesn't. Wow.
And
science.
Give credit where it's due. I am far too lazy to build something this big, this fast. But if you look, there's about a ½ inch of epoxy over the entire enclosure.
Mm-hmm. It's like a brick.
Yeah, didn't you say that the whole enclosure without subs weighs like 1,700 pounds?
I believe it's heavy.
No, loaded with subs, it weighs. I thought it was going to be heavier than it was when we picked it up with the skid steer, but the whole thing weighs about 1,000 pounds.
How much?
Okay.
It's 1,000 pounds.
With subs?
Come on, Mullen.
Oh, shit, Mullen, I fucking died at that, dude.
So most of the weights in the... no, it was 1,700, wasn't it, Blake?
Yeah, that's what I thought. The subs alone weigh over 100 pounds each.
Jeez.
No, my subs alone are not 100.
The Z3s?
No, they're like 89.
Wow.
But the box alone by itself was around 950 pounds, if I recall.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's really not too bad to get in and out. I just have to pull my batteries every time because no walls can't have batteries anywhere else, and that's super awesome. But it slides right in and out. I pull it out with a forklift. Set it on I've got a 4x4 rolling table with some really heavy casters and stuff like that on it. It's going to come out in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to sand and buff all the runs and everything out of the epoxy and make it shine and beautiful. And then there's like a small amount of yellowing in the hardener that's in that epoxy, and so that top layer, when I skim it off, it's not going to cure it, but it's going to make it less.
You can coat it. You can sand it down, and then pour a coat of finish UV tabletop epoxy right over the top. Hit it with a torch, pop the bubbles, and then come back and sand it final finish if you wanted to clear it, and then have UV protection from not having any more yellowing.
I think what the idea to get it back to super polished finish was I was going to sand it, polish it down to probably about 800 grit, and then clear it with UV clear, like a UV inhibitor sprayed out of like an aerosol, but not,
you do that too. Yeah. I'd probably go a little further than 800 though.
I would go higher than 800 also.
Like 3,000.
Yeah,
I'd go to like 2K before you hit it.
I'm gonna
for finish. Yeah, I know.
If you work it up to a 3K, like wet sanding, you can also buff and polish it just like you would like a paint.
Yeah, I did some tests on the corners that I cut off of it, and I'm going to send a couple out to some of the friends that helped build it so they can, remember how bad their back hurts with this, like, $4,000 epoxy card.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to send the samples out to the people that helped, but it turned out really nice. I'm just going to do it like that. So
that'd be sick.
Andy, how long have you? It's so weird saying that. How long have you been competing, or just a competitor for, pretty much?
I started in probably 2000.
I'm the only one that knows it's weird when Andy asks Andy a question.
Right. I know it was
weird. It's just a little weird.
My first daily setup or comp setup was 2-punch XLCs on a 500 watt Rockford. I can't remember what it was.
I love Rockford. There's like Punch XLC 18 on Facebook Marketplace for sale for $100, and I'm like, you don't fucking need it, Scott. You don't fucking need it, Scott. Like,
that's why you got the Base Wars bug or the Scrap Wars bug.
Oh no,
look, man, I'm down for a real life one.
I have a 150 X2 DSM that still works.
Oh, nice. I've had a shit ton of DSM amps. I sold all the DSM stuff. I only collect the 04, 05, the great power T series amps.
Yeah.
The DSM stuff's cool. I wanted in my 79. I almost wanted to get like 4 DSM amps to do a fake amp rack with them, but I'm not even fucking using them.
Dude, imagine if you had like a big wall build and you just put like a fascia, like a fake wall on it, and just put like
a fake fascia of DSM amps on it. Yeah,
no, just have like one explode amp, dude, and you have it like super windy doing 60s. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
He's talking about my idea with the fake subs at the front, on the actual amp that's actually playing. Don't remember that?
No.
Daisy, do you not?
I just always wanted to do
so I have an idea that will get me banned from every org, but I want to do it.
Okay.
I want to take a wall. I want to build a 4th order in the back. I want to have the port coming under the box to where it'll look like it's a flat wall box. And then do a sealed box with the cheapest, shittiest subs that money can buy. And then power the cheapest, shittiest subs that money can buy off the cheapest, shittiest amp that you can buy on the back wall. And then hide like a fucking Salt 12 and have 318s in the 4th order back there or 6th order blowing under the box. So it looks like it's a ported box.
Port and just have the whole port from the back 4th order come through the.
Yeah, but you want it to be low so that people can't look in the box and see that there's subs back there. I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking big brain here.
You're trying to trick people into thinking.
Yeah. I thought about the Hyphonics HX12s, like the old school, like shitty, like plastic cover on the motor, a chrome basket with the foam on the.
Some fun.
Talking about $10 subs here.
Yeah, you're gonna lock your way to the spiders are gonna lose compliance, and it's just gonna, and you're gonna go, why is that sound still coming out? Those subs aren't moving. They're like, listen.
Look, it's going to be a sealed box with like no volume, so they won't even be moving, but a little bit.
Destroy the subs if you figure
Yeah, you'll watch them.
No, you'll watch them fucking implode on themselves. With some
Nah. Yeah. If I do the seal volume small enough, to where they're playing kick drums.
Jake, all you need to do is you need to get those like $20 12s and then put some, I don't know, crazy like nightshade or whatever spiders on them.
No.
Something crazy stiff that'll actually handle the pressure.
What's the point? He goes crazy subs and just disappears. He's over there now.
Down there. What the?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
No, man. What I'm saying is get a really small sealed box, load it with shitty subs, 4th order or 6th order with big subs at the back. Hide the big amp, hide the battery. Put like a Boss Onyx 5500, like a legit amp back there that makes like 2200 watts
The
old school one.
Would be once somebody finds out one time, the rouse would be over. Then it'd be like,
I know, and I just outed it to everybody that watches
more than
this.
Once,
but
though, you know, like, oh yeah, they're gonna be like, wait, how did you do a 56 with 4 Sony Explode 12s?
Why are you doing a 65 at 20?
Yeah,
with Sony.
What? And they're they're gonna put their head in there too, and be like 1, 2, 3.
They're not gonna be able to put.
It's just
they're not going to be able to put their head in the port, though. That's the premise. That's why I wanted the port at the bottom.
Yeah. And then you always need like a mirror.
I do
on
it
the
wide
back,
enough. They
like
can't.
those like forever mirrors, like to make something look bigger.
Yeah, infinity mirror.
Have it like that in the back.
Yeah, I'll hide that at the back.
It looks like it's bigger back there, and that is all the box there is. I don't know, man.
You know, it would be fun until they figure it out, and then at that point, I would design the box to work with like mid-bass. Like some PRV 10s or something.
I think it would be a demo monster.
And then he's going to add a stunt wall to it.
Yeah, well, off the front side, fuck it. It's completely different, man. It doesn't have to be right. Fuck staging.
I'm good on that. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. No.
Yeah, we don't talk about
I feel like someone's done this before. Recon and ZV6 with a Boss dust cap, just by adding stickers.
People have definitely done that.
Put some like SPL surrounds on it, so it's like a smaller surround instead of a mega roll. I mean,
why don't we just break the motor right off and just stick a ZV6 motor right over it? Come over here by the crappiest sub and just hit at it with a hammer till the motor.
How about me and Scott?
Just CA glue the other one right to it.
Me and Scott thought he blew one of his resilient sound subs, dude. And like we were for sure it was blowing. It was making the craziest noises, whatever.
Casey's like, let me put a screw in it. Let me put a screw in it.
Like, let's get some reactions. I put it in the most obvious spot that I thought people would know that it was a joke, and people were still like outraged online. And then we took the sub out and we played ourselves because it was just the basket came loose from the motor a little bit.
The fucking
it was fun.
I pretty much I won't buy any of the stuff ever again that use fucking bearing spacers from the motor to the fucking frame.
You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna go to some of these guys that metal 3D print stuff. I'm gonna have them like metal 3D print me a big motor. Paint it where it looks like magnet, just shove it right over the shittiest sub you can.
Yeah.
Epoxy it there and be like, yeah, man, this is ZV6. Put a ZV6 motor on a Hyponics.
Or just make your ZV6s look like they got.
This is SDDM, bro. You got DD right in the middle.
Franken
motor. You
even
fit the sub in there.
Oh, here you go, Scott. I found you a small example of how violent this thing is.
Ooh, speaking of passive radiators, I just won a 7-inch Dayton with a passive radiator setup.
No way. How? How'd you win it? How?
It was the raffle for Chris. That Steve Barber did. I actually got two wins. I won like 7. I think it's like 12th down, and then I'm the last one on the list. So I get whatever's left over at the end too.
That's awesome. Heck yeah. I like
see,
how it does that.
See for sale soon. Dayton Audio. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I actually plan on playing
musical cameras.
Yep.
Where's that fucking drill though?
Watch the tire.
Just watching that makes my nose itch.
Yeah,
watch the tire at the end though.
That's so.
I just
weird how,
remember when I saw Andy fire that up for the first time, and it just kept throwing codes out. Like, oh yeah, this is broken. This is broken. This is broken.
I challenge
like service suspension, service everything.
Don't
service
do
everything.
this to me.
Andy, do you know how many codes it actually has? That's the real question. I got 47 on mine.
The information center is real mad. It's like you service air ride because there is no air ride.
Yep.
Service ABS now. It's got a battery light because it's running at 16 volts. Like, there's all kinds of angry.
Hey, you're running 16 or just LTO?
No, it's straight 16 volts right now.
Yeah,
Wow.
16 volt kills Chevy anything. Like all their electronics, it kills.
No, my.
Yeah, it does, dude. 16. No.
So what
Since we
amplifier?
start going
You
back
don't
up
care.
there,
It's just like,
18
woo,
Okay.
extra voltage.
Definitely, yeah.
The Virgin liked the higher voltage. The Dash light did not like it. They would go like, like bright red. What the fuck?
Look, man, some of these Hondas don't like high voltage, but I'm going to tell you what, all these Chevys running 15.5 volts don't give a damn.
16 volts is different than 15 and a half. Might be
Look, I was running 16 too. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go put a diode on my truck tomorrow.
I think it's mostly like the newer ones that have like battery saver mode. It's not great.
Yeah, that's why I, get that drop-in regulator with the 4 pins and then the wire going to the charge. By the way, fun fact, if you've got that regulator, the 4-pin regulator, go from a 2-pin to a 4-pin. If you have the sense wire hooked into the factory sense wire, the battery light goes off the dash.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that.
Battery light comes back on at 16 volts no matter what pins you have.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to learn tomorrow. Yeah, I got a couple diodes and heat shrink and some.
I went from. I'm gonna go from a Fat Boy regulator. I'm gonna send Jonathan Patrick all my alternators, and he's going to lock the voltage for me. They're gonna stay at 15.
That's always good. You don't have to worry about the Fat Boy failing or.
I broke that shit where the OEM battery was.
Yeah, dude.
Where the battery came from. I ripped the fucking case.
I've honestly never known anybody. I'm not saying anything negative about the Fat Boy regulator, but I've never known anybody literally 100% batting average that has not had an issue with one in the long run. Whether it be failing or the people that don't know how to install or use it correctly, and they oops, the next thing you know, my battery is at 18 volts. What the fuck do I do?
I've done that.
Speaking of the codes and stuff, what's ironic about today is I finally got the Lexus code-free completely. Not a
Incorrect.
single warning
Incorrect. You got a suspension code.
Hold on.
Tire code. You've got a tire code now.
That's what's ironic. It's like, man.
That tire code was bright.
What are you gonna do, bro?
Andy, your show starts in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're coming up on. We started late. We need to end this bad a little bit early. Andy, other Andy, Blake, everybody, go ahead and wish Jake a happy birthday for the last time for wrapping everything up.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. I'm not
we'll come back on, Andy, though, when we get closer to putting the Trinity subs in your truck and talk about that shit, especially when we get it playing.
Yeah, we'll see how fast I get that. My goal is to not push it this year.
Yeah.
The last 2 years have been like, I mean, me and Daniel have gotten 6 or 7 big builds off their feet. And it was like, you know what? I'm just, like, after I came back from World Finals, I was like, I'm not even worried about trying to get back off feet right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm in the same boat. Even, like, I'm just going to keep beating on the Tahoe, and I'm not going to even do me a big audio build right now. I'm just going to kind of piddle with the Mustang and shit and kind of wait till next year probably for anything audio related. I mean, I have the small setup, but it is what it is. We're going to wrap this thing up. Guys, Andy's live stream starts in 14 minutes now. And catch him on that.
He's got just enough time to go take a piss and take a couple shots.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Exactly.
Everyone have a good weekend.
This guy knows me.